Now let's make some pita bread. Pita bread is a flat bread that benefits greatly from being cooked in a wood-fired oven. So let's start by mixing the ingredients. So we start with 4 cups of flour. This is going to make about 8 pita pockets or pita breads, about 6 inches in diameter. 4 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt. Stir it up, mix it together. And then 1.5 cups of water. I wear plastic gloves to make the dough because what the dough ends up doing is it makes your hands really sticky. And by having the plastic gloves on, you don't have to worry about all that stickiness and having to wash it all after. Start mixing the ingredients together. As you can see, the liquid kind of sets off to one side. So you want to mix it nicely, blend it all together. You want it to get to be a nicely incorporated, but if you feel that the dough is not wet enough or sticky enough, you can add a little bit more water. I don't tend to be as precise as most people are with baking, especially with pita. It really doesn't require that much precision. But we still have, in this instance, flour on the bottom of the bowl, so I'm going to add a little bit more water. I'm adding about 1/4 cup at this point. And I'll just get the rest of the flour from the bottom. Make it moist, and then add the rest of it to it. And then knead it for a couple minutes. Now you have a nice mass of dough. Just going to knead it just a little bit longer. It's not like making a yeast bread. It doesn't require a whole bunch of waiting or a whole bunch of kneading. It's really just a matter of needing to incorporate all the ingredients. Once you've mixed all the ingredients together, you should get a nice lump of dough like this. It's not very tacky, it's not very moist, but it does hold together nicely. Set it aside in a bowl with the lid on for about 30 minutes, and then we can come back to it later and roll out some pita dough. So to start, you want to sprinkle some all-purpose flour onto the surface. You don't need too much. All you really need it for is to keep it from sticking. Take your pita dough and then cut chunks of dough. If you roll it into a ball, it'll allow you to make nice shapes. All right, this is one. I'll put it aside. Do this again. Now I'll put them in the wood oven. So now I'm just going to toss the pita bread into the oven. Wherever it lands is going to stay there for at least a couple seconds. So what we're looking for now is we're looking for evidence that it's cooking around the edges. You'll notice that the back pita is forming little bubbles on top of it. It happens really quickly. That one's closer to the heat, so it's cooking more quickly. Notice how it's rising. I'm just going to scoop in there and flip it over. Make sure I turn it. I'm going to do a switch. Put the other one closer to the flame. Woo, look at that one rise. I think that's probably ready. Pita bread.